Picture this. You're flying high above a lush, green valley. You look down, and snaking right through the landscape is this gorgeous, winding river. And looking at that perfect natural curve, a kind of impossible question might pop into your head. How on earth could you measure the exact area of the land beneath that curved riverbank? I mean, a standard ruler? Totally useless here. The boundary is beautifully irregular. But while a ruler can't pull this off, calculus absolutely can. Let's dive right into it.
Welcome to this explainer. We're heading out on a pretty epic mathematical adventure today. For centuries, the most brilliant minds on the planet completely struggled to measure curved boundaries. But today, we're going to use the literal magic of calculus to crack this ancient problem, turning these invisible, irregular shapes into incredibly precise numbers. And hey, if you're a Class 12 student, consider this your master key for conquering area under curves.
All right, so here is our map for today's journey. We'll start with measuring the impossible, move on to the magic of rectangles, the calculus shortcut, trapped areas, real-world applications, and finish up with an interactive challenge. Mastering these exact concepts is absolutely crucial for crushing your board exams, JEE, and other competitive entrance tests. Let's get moving.
Section 1. Measuring the impossible.
So just look at the stark contrast here. On the left, we've got our friendly, simple shapes with formulas we all know by heart, right? Length times width, 1/2 base times height, pi r squared. Easy. But then, look at that irregular, curved blob on the right. There's no simple, neat formula for that. Finding its exact area just seems literally impossible.
Section 2. The magic of rectangles.
Well, mathematicians really don't like the word impossible, so they came up with a brilliant workaround: integration. Instead of staring at one giant, intimidating curved shape, you divide it up. Just imagine the area beneath our riverbank filling up with these tiny, glowing rectangles. First, thousands of them, then millions, and then literally infinitely many. As these little rectangles become infinitely thin, you just add all their areas together. And because they're so incredibly thin, they perfectly hug every single nuance of that curve. The total area you get? Exactly right. It's a mathematical magic trick.
To actually write this down mathematically, we use what's called the definite integral. See that elegant elongated S? We read that as the integral from a to b of f of x dx. Every single tiny strip contributes a tiny fraction of the area, and integration scoops them all up into one precise answer. It's kind of like building a massive perfect wall out of infinitely tiny bricks. Or even painting a curved garden. You paint one thin strip, then another, until the whole thing is filled in perfectly.
Section 3. The calculus shortcut. Now, nobody actually wants to sit around adding up millions of rectangles. That brings us to the fundamental theorem of calculus. This is the ultimate mathematical shortcut. We just follow 4 simple steps. Find the antiderivative, evaluate it at the upper limit of your shape, evaluate it at the lower limit, and then just subtract the two. Boom! Millions of complex rectangles magically collapse into one incredibly elegant subtraction problem.
Let's actually see how this works in practice. Say we want to find the area under the curve f of x equals x squared, and we want it from x equals 1 to x equals 3. Step 1, write out the integral. Step 2, find the antiderivative of x squared, which is x cubed over 3. Step 3, we substitute our upper limit, that's 3, which gives us 27 over 3, or just 9. Step 4, we substitute our lower limit, 1, giving us 1/3. And finally, step 5, we just subtract, 9 minus 1/3.
And there's our answer. The exact area is 26 over 3 square units. And think about why this makes perfect sense. As the curve y equals x squared moves from 1 to 3, it sweeps upward, getting taller and taller. So those glowing rectangles near x equals 3, they are way larger than the ones near x equals 1. By using integration, the math just automatically accounts for every single changing height perfectly. Not one single detail gets missed.
Section 4. Trapped areas.
Sometimes we don't actually want the area all the way down to the bottom axis. What if we want the specific space trapped between 2 entirely different curves? Imagine 2 mountain roads cutting through a valley, with one road sitting higher than the other, and we want to measure the exact amount of forest trapped right between them. The rule here is wonderfully simple. Area equals the upper curve minus the lower curve.
Let's apply this beautifully simple rule to an example. Say we want to find the area trapped between y equals x and y equals x squared from x equals 0 to 1. Step 1. Figure out which graph is higher. Between 0 and 1, the straight line y equals x actually sits slightly above the curve y equals x squared. So, for step 2, we set up our integral as x minus x squared dx. Step 3, the antiderivative. That gives us x squared over 2 minus x cubed over 3. Step 4, substitute our limits 1 and 0. When we plug in 1, we get 1/2 minus 1/3. When we plug in 0, well, we just get 0. Step 5, subtract.
And that leaves us with exactly 1/6 square units. It's a surprisingly tiny trapped region, right? But thanks to our rule, it's calculated flawlessly.
Now, to make your life even easier, definite integrals follow some really incredible properties. First, linearity. This means if you have a constant number multiplied inside, you can literally just pull it outside the integral, or you can split complex sums into smaller bite-sized pieces. Then there's additivity. If you need the area all the way from 1 to 5, you can just calculate from 1 to 3, then 3 to 5, and add them together. And finally, reversing limits. This simply means if you flip your bounds, the sign flips to negative, but the overall magnitude stays exactly the same. Knowing these exact rules is how you're going to break down massive, complex exam problems on the JEE or CBSE boards.
Section 5. Real-world applications.
You know, calculus quietly powers pretty much our entire modern world. Physicists use the area under the curve to calculate distance from velocity graphs. Engineers use it to figure out total work. Economists use it to pinpoint consumer surplus. Doctors even use it to estimate blood flow right through your arteries. NASA relies on these exact principles to plot spacecraft trajectories. And those fancy AI models, or even the fitness tracker on your wrist, they are secretly performing integration all the time. It is literally everywhere.
Section 6. Interactive Challenge. All right, let's quickly test your knowledge. I'm going to ask you a couple of rapid-fire questions based on what we just covered today. You ready?
Here is your first question. Think back to our big shortcut. Instead of adding millions of tiny rectangles manually, which mathematical theorem do we use? Call it out if you know it.
Yep, that's right. The fundamental theorem of calculus. It is an absolute game changer that turns infinite, mind-numbing addition into a simple subtraction problem.
Okay, let's try one more. Do you remember the final result of our trapped area example? We used the upper curve minus lower curve rule. What was that surprisingly tiny exact area we found?
Exactly, 1/6 square units. If you remembered that, you are well on your way to totally mastering these concepts for your exams. Seriously, fantastic job. So, let's go all the way back to where we started today, standing right beside that beautiful winding river. We know now for sure that a standard ruler cannot measure the land beneath its natural curve. But by dividing the region into infinitely many tiny glowing rectangles and combining them perfectly through integration, mathematics literally transforms curved shapes into exact numbers. That is the true epic power of calculus. Every curve, every wave, every mountain, and every flowing river can now be measured with absolute precision. You now hold one of the absolute most powerful tools in all of mathematics. So, what impossible shape will you measure next?